Coming up tonight on Newswatch, a regional church leader with local ties is arrested and accused of producing child pornography. We'll tell you who he is and how the church is responding.
I'm getting ready to work out, so I need an energy drink, and the small things like that helps me connect with customers, and it makes the job fun.
Well, they're a quick stop for some and a destination for others. How the coffee business is brewing growth. Scott?
Friend or foe? Odds are this guy probably can't help us too much, but maybe we can help you tonight on Newswatch Weather. It's coming up next in the program.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
Central Illinois church leader is in custody facing a federal child pornography charge. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Williamson.
And I'm Olivia Bennett. Coming up tonight, federal prosecutors announced yesterday they had arrested 54-year-old Michael Moore of Springfield on that charge. Here's the information we have. They say Moore was president of the Central Illinois District of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, and online records list him as pastoring a church in Strasburg. Prosecutors say during a search of Moore's home in Springfield, they found storage devices with images of 3 juveniles in a bathroom. They say Vandalia police also searched another home belonging to Moore there and found multiple cameras disguised as a clock, Bluetooth speaker, and a wall charger. Officials say the 54-year-old was taken into custody Wednesday and appeared in court yesterday. The leader of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod issued a statement in response to the charges against Moore, writing in part, quote, "To commit sexual violence or exploitation against others, especially children, is an unconscionable sin and crime. This has no place in the church." In the same statement, the church provides resources to those who may have been harmed by Moore. Those include the numbers on your screen, which include contacts for FBI Special Agent Trevor Welter, a church-operated number monitored by a mental health professional, and an email address. A Sigel man is facing charges after an incident near Lake Sarah Beach earlier this month. On January 12th, the Effingham County Sheriff's Office arrested 22-year-old Sullivan Churn for aggravated criminal sexual abuse and sexual exploitation of a child. Deputies say during an investigation, an officer found Churn inside a parked vehicle with a female juvenile near Lake Sarah Beach during the early morning hours. Churn appeared in court yesterday and entered a not guilty plea. He remains in custody at the Effingham County Jail.
Local firefighters responded to a house fire late Thursday afternoon. The Champaign Fire Department says light smoke was visible from the home in the 400 block of East Eureka Street when firefighters arrived shortly before 5:30 yesterday evening. They say crews quickly extinguished the fire, but the occupants were displaced as a result of the damage. Now, no injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. A Decatur man now faces a murder charge after a shooting earlier this month. Decatur police were called to West Marietta Street January 9th, where they found Cornelius Smith shot. He was taken to a hospital where he later died. They say 27-year-old Keyshawn Thomas made a statement following the shooting and was arrested for aggravated discharge of a firearm. Thomas was charged with first-degree murder and remains in custody at the Macon County Jail. Illinois State Police say they've identified human remains from a nearly 14-year-old case. Authorities recently used DNA testing to confirm the identity of 64-year-old Ronald M. Risher. Risher's body was found under the I-94 overpass of Cicero Avenue in Chicago on February 12, 2012. It wasn't until a DNA match from a relative on January 20th that police were able to make a positive identification. The exact cause and manner of Richard's death is unknown, but authorities say they don't suspect foul play.
Good evening and welcome to First Weather in Brief. And tough stuff again this morning. Only one positive number, 1 degree above zero in Effingham. Another chilly start in a memorable month of January. High temperatures today were about 20 to 24 degrees below average. 22 in Terre Haute was the top of the leaderboard. That's about 20 degrees below what is normal according to historical records. Our current conditions, well, we have a lovely 12 with some clouds in the sky up above the football field here at Eastern Illinois University. Terre Haute in the lead at 19 degrees currently. And besides that temperature of 12, our wind chill is 0 currently on the campus. And we've got winds from the north-northwest at almost 10 miles per hour. More weather coming up in 5 minutes. Now back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Scott. Students at Eastern Illinois University joined a nationwide protest today calling for accountability and changes to the federal immigration and customs enforcement. Roughly 200 students and faculty gathered this afternoon in EIU's library quad, joining national demonstrations in what they call a National Day of Action. Protesters tell us they're demanding justice for Alex Preddy and Renee Good, both Minneapolis residents shot and killed by ICE agents earlier this month. EIU student Marielle Camargo says she showed up for her community, hoping these protests will inspire change.
So this is my community right here, you know, not only here, but back at home too. My family, all of them here in the United States and Mexico, everything has been, you know, a conflict. And it's gone to the point where there's violence. There's people getting murdered, you know, there's children getting separated from their families.
Protesters say today was a part of a nationwide effort encouraging people to stay home from work, school, and shopping in an attempt to disrupt the economy. Federal officials say during both encounters, ICE agents acted in self-defense. The DOJ has since opened an investigation into the shooting of Preddy.
In national news, Emmy Award-winning actress Catherine O'Hara has died. A staff member in her manager's office confirmed her passing, although representatives have not released any more details. O'Hara is best known for her roles in Home Alone, Beetlejuice, and Schitt's Creek. She got her start in improv comedy in her native Canada. Catherine O'Hara was 71 years old. The Illinois Sheriff's Office Association is reminding area residents it's a tax scam season. With millions of people filing their taxes, the ISA says scammers often try to trick taxpayers into handing over money or personal information. They say the most common scams involve criminals pretending to be tax agents, phishing emails, and text messages, and tax identity theft. In the last example, criminals use stolen information to file a return in your name and then steal your refund. The Sheriff's Association encourages residents to safeguard their personal information, avoid suspicious tax communication, and remember the IRS and Illinois Department of Revenue will never demand payment by phone, gift card, or wire transfer. Well, it may seem like coffee shops are popping up left and right, and some prioritize speed while others seem to aim for a more personal touch.
Newswatch's Andrew Spade visited 2 local spots to see why the coffee business is so hot.
When the weather gets cold, some may grab their hats and gloves, others may stay inside.
There's that, and then we'll have that right up for you.
But Shelby McDowell, the co-owner of the Milk and Honey Coffee House in Mattoon, aims to offer a different kind of warmth at her shop.
Provide a space that was peaceful and loving and kind and just give life back into our community.
You too, stay warm.
Oh, yes. Over in Charleston, a new kid is on the block. It's called 7 Brew. Mackenzie Williams is a certified trainer at the new location, and although it's a chain, he still prioritizes the customer experience.
That's my favorite part of the job is talking to everybody and like getting to know everybody's story. I mean, the small convos that I have with customers and stuff that I do every day, be like, oh, I'm just going to work or I'm getting ready to work out, so I need an energy drink. And the small things like that helps me connect with customers and it makes the job fun.
And we're better than Walmart. We do have tap to pay.
7 Brew has more than 400 locations nationwide, but still, Williams pushes a small business vibe.
Starting off, I would say that it was just like a regular small business, and now we're getting bigger and bigger.
Here you go.
We still brand with like smaller communities and stuff, so I still think it's like, hand in hand.
And for some customers, coffee shops are a destination. The group discovered downstate Illinois even created a coffee trail. And Tyler Pletch, who's the organization's digital content specialist, says coffee chains and mom and pop shops can coexist.
Yes, their lines are long every single day, but I go into the local shops around here and their lines are just as long. I think there's a time and place for each of them, and I think they can all live harmoniously.
Have a good day.
Whether it's 7 Brew in Charleston or the Milk and Honey Coffee House in Mattoon, these local coffee shops share one common goal.
Make just those small little connections, because when you make those small little connections, that's what brings people here like all the time. That's why we always see the same people, usually whenever we open. And our whole thing is just building with our community.
It's just something that I don't want to ever take for granted when people are here and they're supporting us. Without our customers, we wouldn't be here.
Pletch also says the Southern Illinois Coffee Trail generated more than $500,000 in economic impact last year, with 348 customers finishing the trail. That means those customers visited at least 8 shops of the 64 shops promoted on the trail.
Well, it's good weather for hot coffee. We now check in with Scott Ely to see if we can expect more of the same.
Welcome back to weather. And you know how early in school they tell you to do your own work and don't worry about your neighbor? Well, worry about your neighbors. They've got some pretty cold air coming down, a cold Arctic blast to people who least know how to deal with it in the southeast, including on the Gulf Coast. So they're dealing with that for the second time this year. They may have a third blast coming. Here's the nation's weather picture. And similar to last week, we have high pressure that is actually helping to evaporate some of the precipitation that could have been headed our way. But there is the possibility of something hitting us at midweek. This is a system from the northwest, and it's a low pressure system, and it's taking its time, likely to take its time to get here. Wednesday, a possibility. The jet stream tells us what is happening. The folks from Canada are sending down cold air from their landmass, and it's a beeline to Illinois and further to the southeast. And that'll be happening through the weekend. And so it remains to be seen just exactly how cold it will get again. We do know that tonight, overnight, we're looking at positive digits, maybe 3 above, partly cloudy, but a key here is the wind. It's going to be very windy with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. What that means is our wind chill values are going to be way below 0 once again, and that's at about 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the coldest part of the day typically before the sunrise. Our daily forecast for tomorrow looks like this. Not a great deal of temperature movement after we get to, say, mid-morning. We're calling it partly sunny, but that's a weather person's way of being optimistic. Lots of clouds, and so we are going to have another windy Saturday with wind chill values hovering around the 0 degree mark, high temperatures in the low 20s. Looking at the sky teasing us, this isn't our normal futurecast. It looks like we're going to have a clearing and then clouds back in. Clouds fully in and then maybe a little bit of clearing. This has been changing throughout the past 24 hours. Possible clearing, not quite. It's in and out. It's happening all day, Saturday and Sunday. So looking at our weekend weather, our temperatures move up a little bit, but we've still got mostly cloud cover. Groundhog Day coming up on that second day, Monday. What will the groundhog tell us? Well, we do anticipate mostly clouds, but there could be some sunshine. But that groundhog thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and statistically it doesn't work out very well at all. But we can tell you, we've looked ahead. In fact, our usual 7-day forecast, we're going to still be well below average for this time of year. Typically, beginning February 1st, we would have a high of 40 degrees and lows in the 20s. Our highs are closer to what our lows would be typically. As you look across the board here, high temperatures only on one occasion, absolutely for sure, above the freezing mark. And our lows, well, we're above single digits most of the time, but not always. And again, in February, our average high beginning that first day of the month is 40, and by the end of the month, we're closer to 50. So we're nowhere near where we should be. And then, really, it doesn't get much better as we look at the second week, which we don't have a great deal of confidence in the second week typically, but we did look ahead at what the Climate Prediction Center says for us, and they're sticking with below normal temperatures.
Well, Scott, I guess it's a good thing those coldest temperatures are at 6 o'clock in the morning, because you know where I am? In my warm bed.
Matt, that is too positive. I need more weather hating going on here. Thanks, Scott. Coming up tonight in sports, 5-time major champion Brooks Koepka is fighting to make the cut in his return to the PGA Tour. We'll have an update in just a bit.
But first, history is on the line tonight for a Charleston basketball star. Thanks for watching. Your WEIU Sports Watch report is coming up next.
I'm Larry Smith, second-generation EIU Panther and a proud alum of the WEIU program. For nearly 4 decades, I've had the privilege of reporting on some of the biggest stories of my generation, from getting to know so many East Central Illinoisans to a quarter-century on the anchor desks at CNN Sports and Turner Sports, covering major events worldwide, championship celebrations, and even presidential inaugurations. It's been a career that has far exceeded even my wildest dreams. One that would not have been possible without WEIU, which finds itself in peril. Recent legislation in Washington took away the program's federal funding. So on their behalf, I'm asking you to consider making a donation. WEIU is one of the best training grounds in the nation for students who have a passion for journalism, broadcasting, radio, TV production, and they're worth your gift. You can find more info at weiu.net. Thank you in advance for your gift.
Charleston boys basketball is back in action tonight, and Captain Tyler Oakley is inching closer to history. The Trojans take on the Effingham Flaming Hearts at 7, and Oakley is just 18 points away from breaking Charleston's all-time scoring record. Charleston sits at 4-19 on the season and are still searching for their first conference win on the campaign. Despite the struggles, it's been a special season for Oakley and the Trojans, who could be celebrating a new scoring champion as early as tonight. Sports Watch will be at tonight's contest at Baker Gym, and we will have a full coverage on Monday. Staying on the court, the Eastern Illinois men's basketball team has a tough matchup ahead of them as they face the #1 team in the conference, UT Martin. We start this one off in the first with Zion Frusti hitting this nasty spin move before stepping back into this easy mid-range bucket to get the Panthers going. But now here comes the Skyhawks as Damian King finds himself wide open in this corner for a 3-ball. And the threes keep coming for UT Martin, but this time it comes from Matas Danushas, and he is hyped after hitting this shot. But the Panthers don't give up as Cooper Jacoby gets a 3 right back for Eastern, and they go into the half all tied up. But EIU fails to keep up with the Skyhawks as they lose this one 76-68. The Fighting Illini are one of the hottest teams in the country right now, coming off a sensational victory over Purdue last Saturday. Can freshman phenom Keaton Wagler maintain his momentum in a Big Ten matchup against the Washington Huskies? I have more on the conference matchup. It is an absolutely packed State Farm Center as 15,000 are in attendance to see Illinois take on Washington in a pivotal Big Ten matchup. In an unforgiving conference, Illinois has risen to the occasion so far, but can they make this their 10th consecutive win? Tipping things off in the first half, the underdog Huskies have a lot of fight in them. After moving the ball quickly down the court, nobody gets it done better than star player Hans Steinbach to give the Dogs an early 7-0 lead. A few minutes later, the Illini offense finally wakes up. Keaton Wagler dishes the rock out to David Mirkovic, who sinks a three-point dagger that takes its time falling through the net to give Illinois an 8-7 edge. Shifting gears to the second half, the Orange and Blues team chemistry is on full display as Jake Davis kicks this one out to Tomislav Ivisic, who has time to make this tough three from the corner. The crowd just can't get enough of it. 40-33 Illini. With less than 10 to go in the ballgame, Washington couldn't make the shot in time and Illinois gets the ball back. Keaton Wagler slowly works his way in, finishing off his drive with a smooth fadeaway jumper to put the bow on a sweet 75-66 victory for the Fighting Illini. And the theme for tonight's game, Crush Cancer. Behind Keaton Wagler's 22 points and 8 assists, the Orange and Blue get a big win for an even bigger cause. Head coach Brad Underwood knows the team's next game against Nebraska will be a hard win, but he says the team has learned from their last loss to the Cornhuskers in early December.
We had some time off after that game that we had to readjust the way we did some things and, in our approach and effort and scouting report and recommit really to what we call our daily vitamins because we had sure slipped.
We changed our mentality after that. Coach was, we deserved that he got to be mad at us after that loss, and we just changed our mentality. When we give our best and try to play hard as possible, it's just points find us and we win.
With a 10th straight win, Illinois will hope to carry the momentum and end Nebraska's undefeated start to their season. The Fighting Illini will get a few days off before they play Nebraska in Lincoln on Sunday afternoon in search of revenge. Illinois head into this ranked number 9, while the unbeaten Huskers sit at 5th. Tip-off will be set for 3. After condensation issues on the United Center floor caused a postponement on the Bulls Heat showdown on January 8th, both teams returned to Chicago 3 weeks later for the first of 3 consecutive games. Who will take home game 1? Early on, Jaime Jaquez Jr. intercepts this inbound pass by Ayo Dosunmu before hammering in the two-handed slam on the other end. Moments later, Bam goes boom on the rim as Adebayo catches the alley-oop and throws it down. Now, check out this insane possession. Isaac Okoro rejects this ball like it's a promposal. And although Kevin Huerter misses the corner 3, Matas Buzelis makes it up with this thunderous jam. But Miami keeps flying out of the gym. And Bam catches this ridiculous one-handed alley-oop for the play of the night. Chicago tries to make a comeback, but Kobe White's last-second three-point attempt falls short. The Heat hold on and defeat the Bulls 116-113. Round 2 of the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines is wrapping up. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Future Hall of Famer Justin Rose has won 26 career events across the PGA and DP World Tour. After another phenomenal round today on the difficult South Course, Rose leads by 4 strokes at the halfway mark in the chase for his 27th win. Irishman Seamus Power took advantage of the much easier North Course on Friday, shooting 66 to sit alone in second at 13 under par. Fan favorite Joel Damon cruised on Friday, carding a 63 to jump into a tie for third alongside former Texas standout Max McGreevy at 11 under par. And finally, Brooks Koepka fought hard and will make the cut in his grand return to the PGA. He finished Friday's round right on the cut line at 3 under par. Wow, that was a lot of golf, but finally tonight, Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle is leaving the team to become the Baltimore Ravens' new OC. Doyle will call plays for the Ravens under new head coach Jesse Minter, and Doyle did not call plays in his only season as offensive coordinators for Chicago. And that's all for sports. Matt, Olivia, back to you.
All right, thanks, Austin. Still to come, we'll have a last look with Scott Ely for a final preview of the weekend forecast.
Plus, if you still haven't taken down your Christmas decorations, you're in good company. We'll show you the unique town tree that's still standing in one East Coast community. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
No cable, no problem. If you live in the WEIU viewing area, you can watch us live 24/7 online at WEIU.net. Stream your favorite local shows like City Spotlight, The Paw Report, Being Well, and WEIU Newswatch. And you can't forget our stellar kids programming, again, online anytime. Just head to WEIU.net and click on this image. WEIU. We're here for you.
And for our weather, we're going to be almost 20 degrees below normal tomorrow, so more of the same. And then on our 7-day outlook, we were hoping that at least the appearance of the groundhog would give us a big boost temperature-wise. That does not seem to be in the offing until perhaps as late as mid-February. That's your Skywatch weather.
Yeah, definitely going to be cold out there. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. But for more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at WEIU.net.
There you'll find real-time forecasts and the news video of the day.
And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping an email at news@weiu.net.
Have a good night.
Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.